Hello, and a very warm welcome to you. Let me ask you something. Do you ever feel like your get up and go has gotten up and gone? It's a common feeling as we move into our 60s and beyond. We often blame it on the natural aches and pains of physical aging, a stiff joint here, a bit of fatigue there. And of course, we've all had those moments where a name is right on the tip of our tongue but just won't come out. But today, we're going to explore a fascinating idea, that our sense of vitality and sharpness doesn't start in our bodies, but in our brains. And the best part? You have more control over it than you might think. We're not talking about impossible promises, but about simple, practical habits that can make your mind feel more alert and your days more vibrant. Stick around, because this is all about adding more life to your years. So, let's talk about the brain. Most people think that as we get older, all our mental faculties decline at the same rate. But science shows that's not true. Studies in Japan, for instance, found that the language and motor skills of people in their early 70s were still impressively high. And research shows that over 90% of people over 70 can walk at a normal pace without any assistance. Our bodies and some parts of our brain are more resilient than we give them credit for. However, there's one part of the brain that ages much, much faster, the frontal lobe. Think of the frontal lobe as the CEO of your brain. It's in charge of your personality, creativity, motivation, problem solving, and, most importantly, your emotional control. Unlike other parts of the brain that we use constantly, the frontal lobe can begin to shrink and slow down as early as our 40s and 50s. This is what we can call emotional aging. You might feel less motivated, less curious, more set in your ways, or more easily frustrated. This isn't a personality flaw, it's a sign that your frontal lobe isn't getting enough exercise. And here's the critical part. When the frontal lobe's function declines, it triggers a chain reaction, accelerating the aging of your entire body and mind. So the secret isn't just to stay physically active or do crossword puzzles. The secret is to keep your brain's CEO, your frontal lobe, engaged and stimulated. So how do we exercise the frontal lobe? The key is a simple but powerful shift in focus. Prioritize output over input. Input is taking in information. Reading a book, listening to a podcast, or watching a documentary. These are important, but they mainly exercise other parts of the brain, like the temporal lobe, which handles memory. Output is the work of the frontal lobe. It's about retrieving information. It's the effort of remembering a name, explaining an idea, or creating something new. Think about this common scenario. You're telling a story and you get stuck. I went to that that place, with, what's his name? You reach for vague words like, that thing, or, that person. It's easy, and the person you're talking to usually understands. But every time you do that, you are robbing your frontal lobe of a workout. The act of trying to remember the specific name of the restaurant or the person's name is the exercise. By consciously pushing yourself to find the exact word, you are activating and strengthening your frontal lobe. From today, see these moments not as memory failures but as opportunities. Challenge yourself to use precise language. This one small change is a powerful way to keep your brain's output system sharp. Activating your frontal lobe is about more than just words. It's about breaking the comfortable, predictable routines that put your brain to sleep. Here are a few habits to shake things up. First, learn to love the unexpected. The frontal lobe thrives on novelty and problem solving. A perfectly predictable day, where you wake up at the same time, do the same work, eat the same food, and watch the same shows, offers zero stimulation. You don't have to invite chaos, but you can inject small doses of surprise. Take a different route home. Try a task you've never done before. These small deviations from the script force your frontal lobe to wake up and pay attention. Second, choose new restaurants over your regular spot. Having a comfortable go-to place is nice, but it's a stagnant state for your brain. You know the menu, the taste, the price. There are no surprises. Daring to try a new place, however, is a full sensory experience. You have to read a new menu, ask questions, and experience new tastes and atmospheres. It might be a disappointment, sure, but it might also become your new favorite. Either way, the experience itself opens up new pathways in your brain. Third, don't be afraid of desire. You're out and you see a piece of clothing or a gadget you really like. What's your first reaction? For many of us, it's to start listing all the reasons not to buy it. It's an indulgence. I don't really need it. Where would I even wear that? Constantly suppressing these sparks of desire can lead to apathy. Of course, this isn't about reckless spending. But sometimes, that new shirt isn't just a shirt. It's the catalyst for planning a trip, giving you the confidence to attend a new social event, or simply boosting your mood. Viewing these small wants as potential gateways to new experiences is a way to tell your brain, let's stay curious. Just as important as breaking routines is changing the internal stories we tell ourselves about aging. First, stop saying, I'm too old for that. When you get out of breath climbing stairs, it's easy to think, my stamina is gone, I should take the elevator from now on. But the human body weakens from disuse, not from everyday use. Your heart, lungs, and joints are designed to be used. It's often the mind that gets old first, giving the body an order to stop trying. The truth is, your physical capacity is determined more by your habits than your age. Use your body, and it will serve you well. Second, don't obsess over health check numbers. Seeing a cholesterol or blood pressure number in the abnormal range can be scary. But these ranges are based on statistical averages. Being slightly outside the normal range isn't necessarily a diagnosis of disease. Overreacting and getting stressed about every single number can be more harmful than the number itself. Focus on the big picture, maintaining balance, listening to your body's real signals, and living a healthy lifestyle. And third, change the topic of conversation. When friends get together, how often does the conversation turn into a pain pageant? My knee is acting up. Oh, that's nothing, my back is killing me. While it's important to have support, when your primary topic of conversation becomes health problems, your world shrinks. Your brain's focus turns inward, and you stop engaging with the vibrant world outside. Challenge yourself and your friends to talk about a new hobby, a fascinating article, or a plan for the future. Perhaps the most powerful stimulant for the frontal lobe is connection and purpose. The urge to isolate yourself when you're feeling down is a dangerous signal. Your brain is telling you it's running low on fuel. Social interaction, even just a simple coffee with a friend, is the fuel it needs. Sharing your thoughts, or even just listening to a friend's mundane stories, reconnects you to the world and generates positive emotional energy. This is especially critical after retirement. Many people experience rapid aging after they stop working. It's not a coincidence. The daily structure, social interactions, and sense of purpose that work provides are suddenly gone. The frontal lobe is left unemployed. If you are retired or nearing it, you must become the architect of your own stimulation. Create a new schedule. Join a club. Take that class you've always been curious about. Turn a hobby like fishing into a project by starting a blog about it or studying fish ecology. The goal is to consciously build sources of engagement that were once provided for you. And above all, never lose your curiosity. When you encounter a new food, a new road, or a new idea, let your first reaction be, let's try it. That is the key that unlocks a youthful brain. Aging isn't a passive process that just happens to us. It's a path we can help pave. The message today is simple and hopeful. The way we age is a choice. It's not about fighting wrinkles or denying your birthday. It's about consciously choosing engagement over apathy, novelty over routine, and connection over isolation. By making small, powerful shifts, like prioritizing output, breaking routines, and staying curious, you can keep your frontal lobe active and your life vibrant. You have the power to design a younger, more energetic future for yourself, starting today. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe if you liked the video so we can deliver more video like this to you.